Hi, my name is Krista Dorn, and I chose the Fishbowl technique as my organization development team level intervention. The Fishbowl intervention is a conversation style utilizing dialogue within a larger group type setting. McLean describes the technique as a process used to help individuals become aware of the impact of their interactions on team functioning by having small groups role play while others observe and provide feedback on individual behaviors. The purpose of this dialogue style is to manage group discussions more effectively and to encourage more active participation from the entire group. Larger group discussions are often difficult to handle and only benefit a few active participants. A fishbowl activity features a smaller group of active participants or contributors that sit in a circle inside of a larger circle made up of the rest of the group, which are the observers. The smaller group will participate in a discussion, and the larger outer group will listen and take notes. Utilizing a fishbowl technique helps keep the discussion focused and allows for dialogue amongst the active participants rather than creating the opportunity for interruptions often brought about by larger group discussions. The fishbowl process usually has a facilitator or moderator, and oftentimes the active participants are decision makers. The fishbowl technique can effectively streamline the decision making process and is also often used in the brainstorming phase of an action planning process. As mentioned, an outer circle surrounds the inner circle, and this is where the observers sit. The facilitator or moderator introduces the topic for discussion and begins and ends the session. After all discussion is complete, the facilitator recaps the discussion. Fishbowl intervention can be used in either an open or closed capacity. In an open fishbowl style, one seat in the inner circle is left vacant. At any point during discussion, an observer can enter the inner circle while one contributor voluntarily leaves. This can happen numerous times throughout the discussion. The closed fishbowl style is a little different. In the closed style, all inner circle seats are occupied. When allotted time is up, the contributors vacate and the observers fill the seats. This continues until everyone has had an opportunity to participate in the inner circle as a contributor. This slide shows a diagram of the actual setup of the fishbowl process. The green dots represent the inner circle, and the arrows represent the interactions that they are having with each other, and the red dots represent the outer circle and the observers. As with any intervention technique, there are pros and cons, strengths and weaknesses. The fishbowl technique boasts many benefits, making it an effective way to communicate ideas, address concerns, and resolve issues. Some of the highlighted strengths of the fishbowl techniques are the ability to create an opportunity to foster dynamic participation. It creates a manageable platform to address controversial topics. It can help avoid lengthy presentations. Everyone has an opportunity to participate. Each participant can freely state their opinion without interruptions. It assists with the promotion of good listening skills, and it helps prevent the same people from monopolizing the discussion. Some weaknesses related to the fishbowl technique are the potential lost interest that observers could have just sitting and listening. Not everyone likes to actively participate in discussions. Another weakness would be Some may worry about the repercussions from their comments. And finally, there's limited options to contribute based on the point in the discussion that one has the opportunity to enter the inner circle. A good example of an effective place to utilize the fishbowl technique is in a classroom of students where the teacher wants to encourage active participation and discussion from everyone. In this particular example, there are 30 students in the class, and they'll be grouped into 3 groups of 10, where the teacher is the facilitator. The teacher wants the students to discuss aspects of the school that they feel should be improved. The students choose a colored index card, which will determine where they begin the process. The red and blue start out as the outer circle and the observers, and the yellow will form the inner circle and the contributors. The inner circle begins the discussion. They share ideas related to how to improve their learning environment. Everyone in the inner circle gets a chance to speak. Other than the first person to speak, each will have the choice to elaborate on an idea already brought up or create one of their own. The observers are not allowed to speak during this time. This discussion will continue for 20 minutes, and then the yellow group moves to the outer circle and the red group becomes the inner circle. The same discussion process is followed. Everyone is allowed to speak. And then the final switch is the blue group becoming the inner circle for their 20 minutes of discussion. The teacher will then recap all of the ideas that were discussed. Another example of practical application is an actual electronic application that you can utilize on your smartphone or tablet, and it is actually named Fishbowl. The same Fishbowl concept is used through a career electronic app. The Fishbowl app utilizes the same processes as the live Fishbowl discussion, allowing dialogue with people in similar industries. They can stay informed about workplace topics, share professional advice, learn from peers and senior leadership. They can have open and regular dialogue about controversial issues, anything related to their workplace. Here you see my references. I utilized a few online references. I utilized 2 peer-reviewed journals and our textbook authored by McLean. Thank you very much. I hope you have some more knowledge about the Fishbowl intervention.